This is Marcus Crutchfield with UCAT Studios, bringing you the second part of our conversation with Dr. Julius Sokenu and guests at Moorpark College.
I was taking dance classes, ballet, jazz, and tap, and it's top of the line. It was, because, I would watch videos, and I'd be like, no, I'm not getting it. I like it at Moorpark College. They seem to be really professional at what they were doing. So I was like, okay, I know I'm not going to be a big ballerina, but at least I know I'm getting the best. I'm learning the best.
But another set of reasons students come to our institution, which we've discovered during the pandemic, is that we care for the whole student. So when the pandemic began, we conducted surveys of our students, of our faculty, and our staff. And it was very clear to us that there were students who were hungry. It was very clear to us there were students who were, homeless or insecure in terms of their lodging. And it was very clear to us that there were students who didn't know the resources that we have available, as Dr. Clark mentioned. And so part of our work is to establish a very clear basic needs center so that any student who's coming on this campus knows, and the challenge is making sure everybody knows, that they know that there's a place for them to go to if they're lacking the resources necessary to be able to get themselves to school, and they need to repair their car, or they need a bus pass to get them from wherever they live to our campus, because the college district is in partnership with our transportation authority, and we provide that. But not everybody might know that. Or that if there are students who are looking to, for clothing to go to a job interview, that there's a radio center, which is our basics needs center, that will have that resource available for them, or they will be able to connect them with, someone in a social service agency that can help them find housing or housing vouchers. And we just don't deal with the academic need of the student. Students have basic needs, and that not all of our students can afford to come here the way in which they would like to. So we provide resources to support that. And our Basic Needs Center is one of the ways in which we do that. And the resources that we provide through scholarships and our foundation, which John can speak to, our foundation's commitment to making sure that it provides as much resource to support students who are at the institution and continuing, as well as generations of students to come. So we have partnerships with our local middle schools. We have partnerships with our local school districts, not only in terms of dual enrollment, so there's a pathway to the college, but also looking for students who are not thinking of college because they don't have role models, and helping them understand how they can get here. And that partnership between our Rising Scholars program and our community and the college helps us to create those pathways to prosperity that I mentioned earlier. Those are some of the things that we as a college do. And when we talk about moving forward together, that's what we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Seeing potential and nurturing it and creating very concrete pathways. We're not just wishful thinking. We're doing it. We put action in place.
And I like that Raider Central not only helps students, but also their families. And they provide meals and bags of food, and it's just a really great resource. And it's not just a student. You don't have to be enrolled here. It's your family, too, that will be helped.
Yeah, and that is a partnership with the Ruben Castro Foundation. It's a partnership that Ruben Castro has with Food Share. And there's a whole range of community resources that have been pulled together to support our community. When you think of who might need to use a food pantry, often people don't think of college students. They think of, people with young children. Well, college students have young children. Or they think of folks who are working part-time and they just can't make their ends meet. Well, college students are working part-time and they can't make their ends meet. So it is having a really wide vision of who our students are and what they need, and then providing those services to them. So this sort of brings us to this whole conversation. The past year, as a country, as a college, as a system, we've been looking at social justice, racial and social justice issues, and equity, making sure that we are providing and enabling all who are invested in coming to our institution to have access to it, and that they're successful at it. And I know that as faculty and as administrators and as staff and as our students, we've spent the past year really looking at ourselves as an institution and ways in which we move forward so that we can meet the needs of all. What you see as the successes of the work that we're doing, the hopes that you have for the work that we're doing around equity and social justice?
Well, I think that college has been very active in this for as long as I've been aware. I think you said, the college has been committed to this from its start about removing barriers and providing opportunities. And so I think that this is just one more next step. We always need to be reflective and look at ourselves and see how we can do things different and better. I think over the last year, we're able to realize that people have stories and to understand where people are coming from and to be attentive to what they needed and to learn and to grow from that. I think that there's a lot of opportunities we have for growth in the future. And I think that we have done a good job of setting a foundation and trying to look at ourselves and look at where we want to be and who we want to be.
I think it's also, something that we've integrated into our new mission statement, just a reaffirmation of our values and social justice being at the center of all of that. And again, as a faculty member, as we work with our students, we're in this mindset. We have these values. We speak to these values. But I would like to continue to reach out to our community with our multicultural day, with our activities on campus, and to bring the wider community into these conversations as well.
Dr. Reese, would you speak to the work that we're doing in curriculum development around this issue and some of the work we're doing in terms of making sure that we're integrating multiple voices into our curriculum experience?
Sure, curriculum and social justice work groups. So they are related. So just this summer, beginning of summer, actually, we kicked off the summer with more work when faculty normally go off. And I'm proud to say that almost 24 faculty volunteered, right, to spend a few days together to learn about cultural responsiveness and just providing more examples and different viewpoints in our what is largely Eurocentric curriculum. I mean, it's just been historical. So I think this has been well, we've had multiple pandemics over the last year. So the second pandemic, which we haven't talked about that much yet, which we're transitioning to now, has definitely caused a lot of self-reflection, both at the college. Not to say that it hasn't already been. Equity's always been part of the mission of community colleges in general, and very important at Moorpark. But it's caused personal self-reflection. And I think just to pause and have those conversations with students, to talk to them, meet them where they are and have the conversation instead of starting, just personally, instead of starting my class, this is the syllabus, we're going to get into physics now. Like, thank you for choosing me as your instructor. And let's talk about each other a little bit before we get into just having that basic conversation as humans before you jump into the pedagogical, gobbledygook. And it's a commitment, right? That people are invested in that. So we get some ideas, we talk to each other. It sparked conversations that continue to happen that will hopefully continue to grow and continue to reach more people. Is that a way of phrasing it without being too exponentially?
We're not spreading anything.
And we want to spread these good ideas, but not diseases, right? You got what I mean. Exactly. I didn't want to use those words. Exactly. So in terms of that inclusivity and that welcoming environment, another thing that Moorpark has focused on a lot over the last year was it listened to the community by having town halls over the summer after George Floyd's death, which President Sokenu was instrumental in setting up, was that it was very important to have a representative from each stakeholder group, right? A student had to be involved, right, as lead, right? Everyone was included and anyone can participate, but we wanted to make sure there was a student lead, there was a classified professional lead, a faculty lead, and an administrative lead, right? So we get all the perspectives and everyone, at least at some level, was included. And so that has definitely sparked a lot of amazing work that is transforming our campus to be even more inclusive. I like the phrase I've heard in a lot of presentations, good or bad, Zoom has enabled a lot of extra professional development opportunities. So right now there's 3 other things going on that all of us could be part of, but using, instead of equity gaps or gaps in general, opportunity gaps, right? Where can we meet the students so that we can do better by them? And so those conversations are continuing. And how does that filter into our next challenge or opportunity, right? I like to use the opportunity, is to make that just part of the fabric on equity and reducing barriers, just make that part of the fabric of the college moving forward.
The social justice work groups really came out of this organic set of discussions that happen in town hall meetings and a variety of venues, including our campus update as well as our convocation. And what is important is, as Eric referenced, is that it was members of the campus community saying, here are the issues we want to talk about. So our students, when they took part in a town hall meeting, said, we really want to talk about socially and culturally responsive student services. So they called that out and we listened and we said, okay, how do we do this? What needs to go into that? Okay, so there's this group of individuals who are in a work group who are from, as Eric mentioned, the various stakeholder groups, and they're looking at it together. Mm-hmm. They're looking at it in terms of professional development. They're looking at it in terms of policy. They're looking at it in terms of the resources that is necessary to fuel and support this. And they're also looking at it in terms of not just one population, but a variety of populations. So that if we're going to talk about equity, we're talking about race, we're talking about gender, we're talking about sexual orientation, we're talking about social class, and all of those issues that are often kind of on the periphery, but we know are there. And we're now bringing them to bear on how we as an institution deliver instruction and services to our students and support one another. And we focus really on students, but we realize that we're a campus community where we have employees, and we have managers, and we have classified professionals, and we have faculty, and we're all engaging together from a variety of backgrounds. How do we make sure then that our curriculum reflects that diversity? But how also do we make sure that the services that we offer and the way we offer those services reflect the individual needs and experiences? We keep focusing back on our students' learning experience with the assumption that that's what happens here, right? But the learning experience happens before they get here, right? And they bring all of that to the learning engagement. And how do we meet them in that learning engagement? Not only to communicate information about a particular discipline or a particular way of being, but how do we also prepare them for working in a multicultural, pluralistic society, right? And keep doing that work in a way that's meaningful to the discipline, right? It can't just be external to the discipline. It has to be integrated in the discipline somewhere. And the workshop that faculty participated in, the curriculum audit the faculty participated in, is one way of getting to that work. But we're also looking at our hiring practices, and we're looking at how we as a college district, but particularly how we as a college at this college level, help to make the classroom more diverse in terms of who's delivering instruction or who's providing services or who's managing the folks who are doing all of this work. And seeing that that's a priority. And figuring out how do we then build systems in place to make that priority a reality, right? And then we talk, as always, again with our social justice work, we're talking about hiring, we're talking about curriculum. Well, so what else do we need to be looking at? We're looking at services, right? Again, all of this happens at an institution that's part of a community, so we have to engage our community, in civic discourse and understanding what and who our community is and what we continue to be and evolve to. I'm very proud of this campus community because this campus community took this journey and they took it with the intention of really making change. It wasn't just about let's check off a box. It was, okay, so if we're going to make this really work, what do we need to do? And so do we have, we've had discussion groups and we have film series and we've been very lucky as we do this work, to bring in individuals who are experts into our campus community to help us think through this and do this work. But at the same time, we have our own expertise in-house and we're working with that expertise and making sure that we honor those voices and those experiences. This is a phenomenal institution. It always sort of, I'm always in awe of what we get to do and how we do it together. But I also think it's really important that as an institution, we figure out where we could do better. And then we sort of say, okay, how do we mobilize our resources to do that work? And we've been doing that this past year and we'll continue to do it as we move forward for the upcoming year. So we're talking about the upcoming year. We need more students. That's just where we start this conversation for the upcoming year. The college district is about 9% down in its enrollment from the previous year. And we know that from the previous year that it was already slightly down then. So we're sort of growing. We need to grow. And the Moving Forward Together campaign is an opportunity to do that work. But it is also an opportunity for us as an institution to figure out again, meeting students where they're at. So we have a program that's aimed at the PACE program that's aimed at adult learners and providing instruction in modules that is very well laid out for students and that for the most part is actually online. We're excited about as an institution is that it's been a model where we reach out to students and wherever they are and we connect with them by phone, we connect with them by email, and we don't expect them to be here. We say, so what do you need? When can we meet with you? It's after hours, we'll meet with you. It's first thing in the morning, we'll meet with you. You want to be in person and come talk to us? Fine. You want to talk over the phone? We'll do our orientation over the phone if we need to. And it is that responsiveness that has made that program pretty successful. There's some new dynamic degree pathways that we've evolved. And we're looking at how we're building careers and pathways in Amazon Web Service and cybersecurity. We're looking at how we're building new pathways in data science. So we're here for those emerging careers. So we want folks to come and take classes and be part of that so that they can get on their journey towards prosperity and financial as well as other types of independence. But we are here and we are wanting folks to come here as well. So we will have some on-campus and on-ground registration days, and we pair those with vaccination clinics for those individuals who are yet to or who are in the process. And the attempt is to help people come on campus, get vaccinated, get registered, or just come on campus. If you've already been vaccinated, come on campus and see what resources, what instructional pathways, what career pathways you can be a part of, and you can join, and you can then accomplish your dreams and your goals. So we've always been open. We're back. We are on ground. We are online. We are both. We're hybrid. And most importantly, we really want to start with you, our campus community and our community, so that whatever you need, we're able to provide it. And that is really a testament to these wonderful folks on campus who every day start with what is best for the student.
So I know that the college has a Welcome Day event coming up. When is that Welcome Day event? And is it just one day? Is it a week?
For our new students, we have a new student orientation day. And that's going to be in the first week in August. And the students are going to be coming on ground. There's also going to be an online component, Zoom component, to help the students so that they can be prepared when they come to campus. It's hard. We want to make it an easy transition. As Julia said, we're going to have a event in July where we get people to come on campus to register for classes who aren't really into as comfortable registering online, so that they can come on campus, look around. People can physically help them register and all of that. So if somebody misses a particular event, we have multiples. And we also don't even have a single start date. I mean, we do start in August, but we have classes that really start every month. Figure out where you want to be, and we're here to help counsel. We have counselors. You can have an online or on ground meeting with the counselor to help you decide where you want to go and what you need. And we do have online orientations. We have on-ground orientations. We've been working with all the high schools. We have model semesters to suggest if you're interested in being in nursing or a history major, whatever, what courses you should take. So we have those laid out to help students know where they should go as far as that. So we're here for you in August when classes start, but we have classes over the summer now that are currently ongoing, and we'll have classes starting every month. Just come on board. We're here for you.
And a lot of it starts, that third week in July. The zoo is ongoing, obviously. The 20th, 21st, and 22nd events are happening on campus. Vaccination drive, registration drive, and the opening of Spelling Bee in the theater arts program. So there are events happening now from now until we continue to register in August. The Welcome Day it's Welcome Month. It's welcome now. So
that's a great way to put it.
Come to the campus and it's all on that Welcome Back Together page, moorparkcollege.edu/together, and you can get all that information in terms of upcoming events. registration days, welcome days, vaccination days. It's all there on that page, and it'll direct you to enrolling in the college, applying for the college, and enrolling in classes. So we're open for business. We're here, and we're ready to take on as many students as want to participate, both on campus and online. And we have activities coming back too. So we're here for the community as well.
So after this roundtable discussion that we've had, what would be one thing that you would like the listeners to take away from this conversation we've had? So like, what would be one thing that you would want to tell either prospective students or students who are at the college right now?
Moorpark College is here to help you accomplish whatever your dreams are. We are in the business of human development. We're in the business of making dreams come true. And we're mostly in the business of helping our community identify potential for success, and then creating the environment for that to blossom. So that's what I want folks to know about this college, that we're here for you.
To me, moving forward together at Moorpark College means we as a college are here to assist our students in all walks, whether it's in student services, they're offering up classes in different modalities, and bringing our community back to our campus to enjoy all that we have to offer.
I would most importantly want the students to remember that there are financial resources here for you. I don't care who you are. If you have 6 units, it means you. If you can possibly fill out a FAFSA or a CADA, that opens the door to many, 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 many different funding opportunities for you. But at minimum, if you are here in the fall with 6 units, there is financial assistance for you.
Could you explain what a CADA is? Because I think there may be people who don't know what it is. Even FAFSA, I don't know if everybody knows what that is.
So the FAFSA is the federal financial aid. It's basically the federal financial aid form that is used throughout the country to determine a student's eligibility for grants, scholarships, any or local funding, any kind of financial resource for the student. A CADA is a similar application for our dreamers. And I highly, highly, highly encourage students to fill out that FAFSA or that CADA. Because again, 4 out of 5 of you that are thinking, I don't qualify, you're wrong. You do. Please fill it out.
Anybody who wants to go to Moorpark College and they're interested in taking 12 units and maintaining a 3.0 GPA, and they could do it. They can get funding to go to college for 2 years. So like our sister colleges, Moorpark College has a college promise that pays for you to come to school and get an education to support you along your journey in life. So please take advantage of that. And that's in addition to the monies that's coming from the stimulus package. That's just what we do regularly. We get money so as to help students who might think, oh, you know what, my parents make too much money, so I can't afford to go to college and I have to work 5 jobs, where maybe you only have to work 1 job or maybe even no job. If you actually just applied, filled out your FAFSA, and then you would qualify for the college promise money. So bear that in mind, please.
I would just like everyone to know that classified staff have been and will continue to help students, getting you enrolled, getting you registered. If you have any problems with classes or anything, we're available via email or phone, and we look forward to seeing everybody back on campus.
The Associated Students, we believe in moving forward together, bridging the gap, and leaving no man behind.
Moorpark faculty are ready to meet the students where they are. So please come. You'll get quality education and complete support services along. We will work with our classified colleagues to make sure that we help you through the entire process. You're not alone in this journey. No one makes it through life, right? But college or education alone. And so we're here for you to provide you from registration enrollment all the way through to graduation or whatever your career and goals may be. And if you don't know what those goals are yet, We have counseling faculty that can help you with that too. So really all aspects, we're ready to see you on campus, online, whatever works for you.
Those are all great points. And we really need to look at this as a very exciting time. I mean, the opportunities that are there, and it's all okay. We've got a whole team that's here to help you. And there's just exciting opportunities, and come join us.
This is Marcus Crutchfield with UCAS Studios at Moorpark College, and I want to thank you guys again for your time.